G'day, and thanks for tuning in. We're going to be looking at this Fluke Volt Alert contactless voltage sensor. So what this does is it's got a little probe out the front, and it basically senses the presence of voltage. So if you've got a live wire, when that comes close to it, it illuminates red, and it does also have an audible sound as well, so it beeps as well with the presence of that voltage, or more accurately, the actual electric field that is generated by the voltage. So how it does that is it uses the capacitor coupling or capacitive coupling, and basically it just detects the difference or the differential in the voltage between the wire and this, and then also by whoever's actually holding it. So it's just a small stick, nice and easy to hold. It's got this little clip as well that can be clipped onto things, and it's just made out of just a hard plastic. There's no real nothing rubber or anything like that, but grippy enough. It just opens up by the little clip back here, just to put out, to change the batteries. So it's just got two AAA batteries and a really nice sort of silk screen there, straight visible on that PCB. So it shows the type of batteries and the direction of them. Then straight up, it's got a little speaker here, so piezoelectric speaker that just produces that beep. And then we just see a little battery terminal on this side, and then there's just one on the other side. And that green there is just the actual PCB that pretty much does everything on it. So I'm not sure exactly how to get this out, but it does sort of seem to have two little rails here. So I think the PCB is just held in place by those rails, and then there's probably just going to be a little clip sort of on the inside there somewhere, holding it all together. I just pulled that button out, so it's just a little rubber button with two sort of conductive pads on the inside, and as that gets pressed, that just shorts these two exposed contacts there on the PCB as well. So I just did that because I reckon there might be a little clip or something inside here that can probably loosen up, and just let that go. Just got this nice little pry tool. Try to do that, so it would have been slid this way. Yeah, so it's probably right there. There we go, so that finally came out. Basically what it is this little clip, and I could see it just underneath here between that and the PCB. There was maybe a couple of millimeter gap all the way through to here. So just needed to pry that out, and it was just this little bit of metal. Yeah, so it's just got a couple of a couple of wires through the actual, no sorry, through holes to the other side of the PCB, soldered in there in place really well, and then it's just a little metal sort of flap. So that can go in, and it goes in one way really easy, but then it's got a little hook, so once it comes in, it then hooks, and then it just doesn't pull out. So that's a neat way of doing it, but a really annoying way to actually get it out. And you can see that little channel just there on the plastic. So it comes in this way fine, clicks in, and then it just doesn't go back down that way. At least I guess I could see it through this way, so I knew it was there. Alright, then we've got the actual PCB, so this is pretty much all there is to it. Not much. So again, as we went on this side before, so you got the speaker, then just the battery terminals there, and then we've got an LED, so 5mm red LED. Just looks like a red. I don't think it's multicolor. I think it's just a red LED. It's only got 2 pins, and then we've got that sort of probe sensor there that actually measures or picks up that capacitance right at the tip of this. That comes back on here. It's just got a thin track all the way through this resistor or diode, and then it goes into the little microcontroller there. So that's just going to be the brain box of the whole thing. Really all it's going to be doing is it's just going to be sensing the electric field coming through, so most likely a voltage coming through it, measuring that and comparing that to pre-calibrated values, and then it'll just know when there is sort of electricity there. It's not really measuring. I mean, it is measuring, but it doesn't give you a value. It doesn't give you any sort of thing like that. It just says yes or no for electricity. So again, the sensitivity is 90 to 1000 volts, so somewhere within that range. And then up here we can just again sort of see those pads for the little rubber button that comes on top, and just as that gets pressed, it just shorts those two contacts together. And I think they're both, yeah, so both of them are grounded on this side, and then that side they're also joined together with the track. So it does have two little pins here, but it doesn't actually matter which one of those get pressed, that it links it together. So I guess that's a nice little extra security way. I guess if one of them fails, you can still use the other one, but I'm not sure why they specifically did that. One bigger one would have also worked just fine, but I'm sure there's a reason. Well, that's it. That's pretty much all there to it. So it did actually take quite a while to get out, just because of that little pin, but really not much to it. So pretty good, steady component. So thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, and if you want to do some more of this sort of stuff, then consider subscribing. Thanks, and have a good one.